Hello Internet, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to talk about some methods that are going to help you improve and speak like a Canadian for Ielts Speaking Test. Use this method to speak like a Canadian in Ielts Speaking Test and get the marks you have been imagining to have. So let's begin with this video. How to talk like a Canadian. Canadians are friendly people with a unique worldview that shows through in their slangs and language use. Their pronunciation is a bit different than American English, especially noticeable in the well-known about instead of about pronunciation. But with a little bit of practice and a lot of A's added in, you'll be able to talk like a Canadian in no time. Learning Canadian pronunciations. So, practice Canadian diphthong sounds. Diphthongs are two vowels that combine to make a single sound in one syllable. Canadians typically emphasize a single syllabic vowel sound rather than moving from one vowel sound into another. In this way, words with an OU or UE are typically pronounced OO. For example, about becomes aboot and Tuesday becomes Tuesday. Keep the Britishism. Canadian English is quite similar to British English in many ways. Some Canadians pronounce the word avenue as avenue, which is similar to the British pronunciations. Canadians often say mum instead of mom. They say pardon me more often than excuse me. Canadians even maintain the British spelling of many words. For example, neighbor Neighbour, flavor Flavor, labor Labour, center Centre, and Theatre. Canadians also use the metric systems for most measurements. Number 3. Say Z instead of Z. While Americans pronounce the letter Z like Z, Canadians pronounce it as Z. This is due to etymological reasons, since Z comes from the original Greek letter zeta. Americans are actually almost the only ones who say Z. Canadians, British, Australians, New Zealanders, and most other English-speaking countries pronounce it Z. Listen to some examples of Canadian English. Try listening to news and culture podcasts from Canadian creators. Watch Canadian movies and television shows. A few examples of movies that provide great examples of Canadian accents include The Shipping News, One Week, and Going Down the Road. Some good Canadian podcasts, some good Canadian podcasts to listen to for news and entertainment include Can- Canada Land, Ottawa, Taggart, and Torrance. Never Sleep Network and The Night Time. The English teacher Mila, the English teacher Milani. The English teacher podcast discusses everyday life in Canada while also teaches while also teaching Canadian English lessons. Incorporating Canadian slangs. Use A. One major difference between Canadian English and American English is their use of A. Canadians use this word sound Canadians use this word or sound instead of things like huh or they also use it to indicate they want someone to repeat or explain something that was just said instead of other questions words instead of other question words like pardon or excuse me. For the for the Canadian pronunciation, a rhyme with hey. A Canadian might say the weather's nice, eh? Whereas an American might say the weather is nice, huh? Learn the slangs of Canadian money. Canadians call their $1 coins loonies and the $2 coins toonies. A $5 bill is often called a fever and a $10 bill is often called a 10 spot. The loonies was given this name because of the loon featured on the coin. The toonies is a combination of two words, two and loonies. Practice Canadian greetings. In general, Canadians have very similar greetings to other English speaking countries. However, they do often run some of the words together so that how are you doing often becomes how you doing, and what are you up to becomes what are up to. Instead of how's it going, some Canadians say how's Tibetan. Use Canadian food words. Canadians have quite a few variations when it comes to food names. For example, they call Canadian bacon ba- back bacon. They call American cheese processed cheese. For a Canadian, whole wheat bread is brown bread. Canadian call whole milk homo milk, short for homogenized milk. A double double is a coffee with two creams and two sugars. The Canadian word for non-dairy creamer is whitener. Study Canadian specific words. Canadians have a lot of words that they use regularly but don't occur in other English-speaking countries. A toque, pronounced toque, is a winter hat. A snowbird is someone who goes to warmer southern climates during the winter. Canadians call themselves Canucks. Some Canadians call couches Chesterfields. Embodying the Canadian attitude. Be polite. Canadians are well known for their helpful and polite nature. While this may be based on stereotype, many studies have shown that Canadians actually are nicer than their American neighbors to the south. If you want to talk like a Canadian, you need to increase your level of politeness. Always hold the door for people. Smile at people on the street. Apologize if you bump into someone. Avoid overt sarcasm unless you're speaking to people you know well. Give personal space when talking. Canadians are friendly people, but they like their personal space too. Studies have shown that Canadians generally prefer at least 14 inches between themselves and the person they are speaking with. Don't crowd people or get in too close to their personal space. Emphasize the word, emphasize the phrase Northern America. Med emphasize the phrase North America. Many Canadians are quick to point out that US citizens are being exclusionary when they call themselves Americans, as Canada, along with nearly 2 dozen other countries, is also part of the Americas. When discussing what something is like in Canada or United States, many Canadians will say in North America. Canadians might also tell someone that they are not Americans rather than Canadians. So in this video, I showed you a lot about Canadian slangs and language and cultural stuffs that can be used during your IELTS test, and it's gonna give a big, great impact on your entire test because you're not just talking and you have not just learned the grammar of the English, but you are also aware of the cultural use, which is more important when you are actually living in a country. I hope this video is liked by you, and if you do like this video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button for further videos and updates on several topics because I'm making a lot of topics all the time. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.